I'd like to call this meeting of the Hopkinton Select Board on March 3, 2022 to order. The first and then present at the meeting are Jeff Donahoe, Tom LaPoma, and Stephen Whitley, and myself, Ken Trown. I'd like to take a vote to allow Sabrina Dunlap, who's on Zoom or on the phone, to join us. So do I have such a motion?
I move we allow Sabrina to enter the meeting because she always lets me enter the meeting.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any opposition? Okay, I'll take a roll call vote. Jeff?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
And Ken, yes. Sabrina, you're in.
Thanks, guys.
And you would like me to continue chairing the meeting?
If you don't mind, Ken, I just feel like that might be easier and better. I have some distractions in the background here. I'm going to
Sure.
mute myself unless I'm talking.
Okay, to start, I'd like to ask our newest member, Thomas, to lead us in the pledge.
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A little different. I just also ask for a moment of silence for Ukraine. Okay, thank you. With that, Neil, do you have any points of pride?
Sure. Kind of a more general one. Just really, I think everybody is working really hard these days. We have short staffed in numerous departments. The weather has been crazy. We're doing town meeting and election prep. So pretty much everybody across the board is just busy. And I think probably we're all looking forward to March 13th.
Does anybody else have anything? I would certainly second what you've said. And Neil, I'd certainly like to thank you, especially recognizing the issues you're dealing with. So thank you very much. Okay, with that, we'll move on to administrative. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda of March 3, 2022?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, we have to do a roll call. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the public meeting minutes of February 14, 2022?
So moved.
We have a
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, again, Jeff?
Yes.
Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay, has everybody had an opportunity to see the non-public meeting minutes?
Looking at them now.
I'll just skim them real quick.
Okay, I'll jump ahead. Do I have a motion to approve the public meeting minutes of February 18, 2022?
Second.
I need a first.
Oh, so moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Jeff?
Yes.
Ken, yes. Thomas?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay. No pressure, I'll just wait. Read them.
They're not very long, so.
Yep.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes of February 14, 2022, session 1, which are sealed?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I think it has Thomas.
Second.
I wasn't.
Yeah, second.
Second, okay, any discussion? Okay, a roll call vote. Jeff?
Abstain.
Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
I didn't see them, so I'll abstain from these.
That's understandable. Do I have a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes of February 14, 2022, session 2, which are also sealed?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Okay, roll call. Jeff?
Abstain?
Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Abstain.
Okay, and finally, do I have a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes of February 18, 2022, which are sealed?
So moved. Second.
Second. Okay, any discussion? Okay, Jeffrey?
Yeah, approved, yes.
Yes. Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Abstain.
Okay, great. With that, we'll move on to Sarah Persino, our town moderator. Sarah, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, you're on.
Great. Thank you all so much for having me tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I've got little kids running around here, so you might hear them in the background. So, no, 1 minute. That was not your cue.
Right on cue.
You can say hello. So I am so excited to be getting back to more of a traditional town meeting this year. It's been a couple of very busy years. So I just want to strike for the public at the top. Ballot voting is next Tuesday, March 8th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Harold Martin, or sorry, the other HM, at Hopkinton Middle High School. And then town meeting will be held on Saturday, March 12th at 9 a.m. at Hopkinton Middle High School. This is a good time to just mark the success of elections and town meetings that we've had over the last 2 years, in large part and thanks to all of you gathered there today, to Neil, to the town clerk's office, and all of our town employees and volunteers. It wasn't exactly what I had signed up to do when I ran in March of 2020, but it was really heartening to see how the community came together time and time again to organize and conduct safe and secure elections and sessions. This year, the options that we have are more limited. As you all probably know, the law that allowed us to do remote town meetings and drive-by voting sunset last year or at the start of this year. So our capacity for what we do and the flexibility is just more limited. Working with Neil Cass, the town clerk's office, the supervisors of the checklist, and with the school moderator, James Newsom, we are moving forward with the traditional town meeting in the gymnasium. Everybody in the same space. I think that this is a good adaptation to public health guidance. Right now, we're going to have separate masked and unmasked seating sections, not requiring masks, but I am strongly encouraging individuals to wear masks when they come to town meeting, as well as when they come to election day. You know, case rates are declining for COVID, which is really positive trend. And people have been able to get vaccinated, but I know there's still concern among our community members about COVID. It is still a qualifying reason to vote absentee for election day. And I really have a goal to ensure that anyone who wants to come vote in town meeting or the elections feels comfortable and safe doing that. The other measures we're going to take at town meeting is to do some socially distant seating, which other towns have done in the last year or two that did not do remote voting. And we are going to also just mark the 6-foot distancing for the check-in lines at the supervised at the checklist tables. And they will also have those, plexiglass sneeze guards up. 1 second, sweet girl. 1 minute, maybe 1 minute. I also know that all of you will be, everyone except for Jeff, I think, can make it to election day, and then I'll expect to see you all on town meeting day. I have talked to some individuals who are volunteering at either or, and as people who are running the election, at which I am strongly encouraging people to wear masks, it would be great if we could show that leadership in our community and also wear masks. But I understand if folks have any questions or concerns about all of this, I'm happy to answer those.
Sarah, were you going to go into the process on the business portion of the meeting in terms of the presentations and all?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you and Neil had already all gone over that. It's going to be, I know not all of you there have been up on that dais before, but it will, 1 minute, sweet girl. It will be the same process that Bruce Ellsworth would run through. Yeah, we were gathered there 3 years ago. So open the meeting, and we have, I believe, Jeff Donahoe's wife is going to do the pledge for the anthem. So it'll be like it was before in many ways, except masks. We'll be so close to each other.
I guess either Jeff or Tom, where you haven't been up on the podium before, do you have any, specific questions for the process that Sarah might be able to answer for you?
I don't think so. I remember the last time pretty well. I feel pretty comfortable.
Script is pretty scripted.
Yeah.
I've only been here for 35 years, so I'm pretty familiar.
Have you been up on the podium?
No,
No, that's fine. I just wanted to,
Sarah calls us, we read it, somebody seconds it, and we're open for discussion.
okay.
And I only have one speaker.
I think the only different thing process-wise in terms of election laws that have changed the last time we were there, I don't know if this was the rule in 2019. If there are motions and seconds from the public, we just have to record the names of the people who second a motion. So strategically, that's all that's changed for me, I think.
And Sarah, after the Houston barn warrant discussion, where we have to have a vote, are you going to take an hour break or just like 10 minutes and then go on with the next article?
Yeah, those secret ballot boxes have to be open for an hour, but I do not plan on taking a break for that entire period. Once we see the lines settle down, then I would move on to the next article. And once we have closed the hour period, then we can count the votes and announce them.
Okay. And as in prior years, I'll then be doing a presentation that would include a number of warrant articles before going into the specific one. And as far as the Houston barn, after I do my script, I was planning to at some point invite up the chair or a member of the Houston Barn Committee if they want to make any statements, and maybe keep that person up on the podium with me to help answer any questions. Is that fine with?
That is fine with me. I know
Okay.
I've talked to Neil and the other warrant article that I think we'll maybe have some discussion. The petition warrant article for hand counted ballots, that individual who submitted it will also be speaking to it, which is great. So all of the warrant articles have someone speaking to them.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for Sarah?
Just procedurally, that other petition warrant articles don't usually speak from the podium, they speak from the floor. I think being on the podium.
Correct. Yep, but they'll introduce it.
Sabrina, did you have any questions?
No, I was just going to say thank you to Sarah, because I know this continues to be sort of like a moving target with, format and COVID and everything. And I know it's taken a ton of hard work. So thank you, Madam Moderator. Looking forward to being back there with everyone.
Of course, things have certainly evolved in the last couple of months of planning, and I'm feeling much better about where we are in terms of case rates in the community than at the end of December. So it's all positive.
Sure.
And in terms of Tuesday, so I know I'm going to be there. I have to be a little bit in and out because I think I have to pick up kids from school. I think Stephen is going to be there at least part of the day. And then I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to Thomas and Ken, since they're technically on the ballot. And I think Jeff can't be there. So is there anything like specifically or anywhere like specifically you want us sort of stationed? Last year I was in the outside place, but there won't be one of those. So do you want us just?
Sorry, Brainy. There were
No, that's
certainly more roles for individuals to play at the elections last year with the additional ballot voting outside. this year is kind of back to the norm where there isn't
Okay.
much for select board members to do, but you are all required to be there in some form. And that form could be a deputized person who is there in your stead, which is fine. When Thomas, when the folks who are on the ballot are outside, that still counts as being there, which is great. So if you are outside holding signs for yourself, that is totally okay. And you are allowed to fulfill your duty as a select board member when you're on the ballot. And again, you don't really have a duty except to be there. So that is helpful. And it's
Do you know if we
very-
can we
we can't-
deputize a fellow select board member? to be there?
No, you can't duplicate yourself in that.
Well,
But there
so
will
I
be
just,
plenty of people.
okay, so, because I'll probably need someone at some point. I don't think Neil can be there because I think we often rely on him.
Mhm.
And then Stephen, probably, I'm guessing, Stephen, you have to go in and out Tuesday too. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so we'll have
correct. I'll be there, but I may step aside to do little work things, but I'll be there for much of the day.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay.
Let me just ask in terms of at 7 a.m., who from the select board can be there?
I can definitely be there. I was planning on being there early to help with whatever setup you guys needed.
That would be great because I have to do school drop off that morning. So I didn't realize that. Yeah, so I won't be able to be there until like a little after 8.
That's when I'll be arriving after school drop off as well.
So, and Jeff, you're not there at all.
Washington DC.
Okay, so I guess Thomas and I will plan to be there at 7.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. I'm going to have to cut out in part of the day also for something
Yep.
else. Okay.
No problem. We'll figure it all out. Like I said, there aren't many things for you all to actually be doing, but
Yeah,
talk
my-
to everybody.
my
Who knows
usual
what comes
job of helping put ballots into the counter, I can't do this time because my name is
Correct.
on.
Right. The only one who's still allowed to touch ballots, if they're on the ballot, would be me and the town clerk. And I am on the ballot too. So I'm planning to not participate as much as possible in the counting of any hand count ballots at the end. Tim will be there to help with that.
Okay. Okay, anything else for Sarah from anybody? Okay, well, Sarah, thank you, and we will be seeing you in a couple of days.
I look forward to, thanks so much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, getting back to the agenda, old business, town meeting finalization, the draft script, Neil and
Sure, you have a copy of the script. Sarah may have some adjustments. Generally, we do, which I have ready, or I'll have ready after that's finalized, a notebook for each of you to have up there with that in it. And then we bring the Chromebooks and all the more backup stuff will be on the Google Drive to access that way. The draft PowerPoint was in there. If you have any warrant articles or want to add things or think anything should change there, we can do that. As well as the draft handout, and you have the barn handout folded because it's easier to read folded than looking at it. And that's largely it, unless you have changes.
The draft PowerPoint, is that the one that has the brief summary of the budget?
Yes, it has, and it has all the warrant articles and everything, and it's the complete one, and it has map of
Got it,
the
right,
lots.
okay,
and-
yeah.
But we can add, if there's a warrant article you're speaking to and you want to add slides in there, we can do that.
for the the barn warrant article and the first 3 on the that relate to budgetary revenue tax rate items. Those are basically the slides, say, Thomas, you would have seen at the budget committee. And
Right.
We will stream it using Zoom, but there will be no
Interaction.
So there'll be no sound from Zoom and no pictures from anybody. It will be the webinar version, so they can watch that. We'll record it, so it will be available.
The one I had a question on, was the town meeting voter information and pamphlet? Is that is that part of what we're talking about now, or is that a different thing? It was in the materials, town meeting handout 2022.
Oh, yes, the handout.
Guys, so this is being handed out at, all right, well, either way, my question is, I'm listed as part of the budget committee, but I'm no longer part of the budget committee, but I was part of the budget committee. So I don't know if we should change my name or leave my name on there.
I would think because you were at the last meeting, and they won't meet again
Yeah, right.
unless you want to come off it.
I don't know if it makes a difference.
I mean, you voted as, as part of the budget committee, and that's what we're presenting.
Yeah. I'm fine either way. I just wanted to.
And I wanted to double check with Stephen. You were going to do Article 8. And
Correct.
I can either give you share with you the text that I've used before, if that would be helpful.
That'd be great. Yeah, thank you.
Other than that, I think everything's good to go.
Any questions or anything for anybody? Sabrina, are you on board?
I am.
Okay. Then the next item on old business is the town building mask use policy.
Sure, given the CDC guideline change, given the school district's change, we're going to recommend that we no longer require masks in, the two buildings we required in are the town hall and the Slusher Center. So we will leave up certainly the plexiglass and all of those types of things. We will leave masks out for people, but there'll be no signage requiring certainly.
I like Sarah's concept of a separate area. If people want to wear masks, they can wear them. Or don't want to wear masks, they can be somewhere else. I think that's going to help a lot of people. I was worried that the meeting would devolve into a big discussion on masks, and town meeting's long enough, frankly. So we can skip that half hour. I think that's great.
Yeah.
As far as though the ongoing mask policy relating to the Slusher Center in this building, what are people's thoughts?
I agree that it's time for us to forego a mask mandate based on all the things that Neil just mentioned. So yeah, I'm supportive of no longer requiring masks in the two buildings where we currently do it.
Is my only real concern is if the employees that were working here had serious concerns.
I think the ones I've talked to are okay with that. And certainly some may choose to wear masks, which is certainly.
Yeah, I just don't want to put someone in a position where they have to come work and have so much exposure to the public. But if that's
it. And we would definitely will be.
Yeah.
All the plexiglass is up. So anytime there's sort of required face-to-face, that we do have the plexiglass in place.
Great.
We do have two other employees that work at town hall. So Carol, do you have any, you're okay? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna wear mine the rest of my life.
Okay.
We actually started a pool today among a group of us who travel a lot as to when the FAA is going to look at me.
What did you pick it?
Yeah.
I took July 1st, actually.
July 1st.
One guy thinks it's going to be the 18th of March, actually.
Wow.
Well, they just stopped buses, right? Like yesterday? Yeah, school buses aren't required anymore.
Well, right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sabrina's.
Okay. Sabrina, did you?
I echoed Tom. My concern was about whether any employees had concerns, but it sounds like that is not an issue. So.
Okay. Jeff, you, Yeah, I mean-
I don't want to have it in the first place.
yeah,
I understand people's concerns, and certainly I don't want the employees to be uncomfortable. Never did.
okay.
But I move that we rescind the mask requirement for town hall and Foster Center.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, do I have any discussion?
I would just note, I think probably there's more concern from employees for us having to enforce it when it's not being
Yeah.
held out anywhere than we are with people removing their masks. And then I think
I'm tired of fighting with people about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
And I would just add, I want to be clear, this is separate and distinct from our election issues, and this has no bearing on the guidance from our moderator.
Yes, it's different buildings.
Right.
for one
Yes,
thing.
totally. I want to be very clear about that so that people don't misinterpret this as somehow impacting our elections where
Okay.
masks are recommended.
And Jeff, your motion was specifically for the Slusher Center and Town Hall?
It's the only one that we have. as far as I know. So
Okay,
yes.
and I guess I should have asked you effective when? Immediately?
Immediately.
Okay, Stephen, you seconded.
Maintain my second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, Jeff?
Yes.
Ken, yes. Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yep.
Okay, wow. I didn't know if there were gonna be 100 people here to talk about this. Okay,
You're up.
4-0.
yes.
where's the girl with that?
Well, no, there was more than that. We got some public input. Okay, the next item under old business is the field use policy.
Sure, so you have updated versions based on the discussion that happened before. Paula did the updates on those, so if you're comfortable with those.
And again, my concern as someone who's involved with the fields quite a bit is how these damages are going to be determined. I can't tell you how many times we've gone in on a Monday, there's been a tournament over the weekend, and the field, the dugouts are a mess. And we, as an organization, the men's softball league, bought new bases because one of the tournament groups actually used metal spikes and destroyed the foam bases that we had. And, so that's my only concern is how do you decide, did it happen on Sunday when there's a tournament, or did we do it? And, I'm sure it could be worked through. I just want to make sure everybody understands that it's an uncertain, kind of a gray area as near as I can tell.
That's the hardest part of it all.
Right.
It's going to take good communication amongst.
And, we try not to play in the rain, but sometimes it starts raining around the field and, we rake it out. I've been down there with my own tractor, actually raking the field out when a giant storm came and we left footprints. And I know that's not acceptable. And I certainly don't want to get in trouble. And so, I just want to make sure that there's some sort of an approach envisioned as to how it's going to be.
If you, took some pictures of some damage when you arrived, and it would show the date and the time, wonder if that would stand that.
And that's great if I'm the guy who's there
Mhm.
on the day that something is noticed. But I'm not I'm there a little too frequently, frankly, but I'm not always there. As everybody knows, I travel quite a bit and I miss games, But yeah, that's a good point. I'll tell the guys, if there's any damage, take a picture.
I thought that taking pictures or doing some sort of an inspection was part of this, and maybe it was just part of the discussion we had with Paula and didn't make it.
I think it was part of the discussion. And certainly it's been part of the discussion when we met with all the groups too.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that was the recommendation, Jeff, is that when people show up, if they find it in bad shape, to take pictures.
Yeah, no. And again, I'm not against putting up a security deposit.
Yeah.
I wish we had one for when the bases were destroyed, because I wouldn't have had to spend $600 for new bases.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. They were dangerous. We wanted to replace them because we don't want our guys getting hurt. kids with young bones recover much more quickly than us old guys.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. And all the groups that were there felt the same way. And for the most part, it's not our regular groups that are the issue anyway.
Well, no.
People that use it all the time, but this will give some.
Did you just want to point it out, or did you have some
No, yeah, I
specific
just want to
changes?
know, I'm okay with the policy that's here.
Okay.
I'm okay putting up our security deposit. Been around for 60 years, we'll be around as long as we can.
Okay, any other comments, concerns? Sabrina?
I'm good.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I move we adopt the field use policy as provided in the board packet.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, Jeff?
Yes.
Ken, yes, Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Then moving on to the town property rental application forms. Any comments, discussion?
Same thing that just matches.
Yeah.
What the other.
Want to make a motion, Jeff?
I move we adopt the town property rental application forms as provided in the book.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, Jeff?
Yes.
Ken, yes, Tom?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yep.
Okay, then new business. Neil, do you have any new business?
Nope, it's blank.
Okay, do you have any updates?
Yes, well, it's largely been town meeting prep, getting ready for that. And just a reminder, there is a candidates forum sponsored by Hopkinton Rotary, which will be on Zoom and is taking place on Sunday night at 6 p.m.
And is that, will there be links to that on the town website?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on our Facebook page. I think it's on our website.
Okay.
And we'll do reminders of that.
Just for clarification, is it possible to attend that in person or is it Zoom only?
It's Zoom only.
Very good.
Yeah, that was the,
Okay.
so it's Zoom only. James Newsom is moderating. He's the president of Rotary, and the recording will be made available. Will be posted.
And continuing on the Rotary theme, for those of you who might be interested, this coming Wednesday, Neil and I will be doing a run through of the warrant. And then the following Wednesday will be a run through of the school. I believe it's going to be Mike Flynn and Norm doing that. It's a meeting started at 7:15 at the Slusher Center. There's also people can Zoom in if they want.
And most likely after the recent vote, there will be breakfast.
Yes, I wasn't going to jump to that, but I expect.
I would expect it. Yeah. I'm hoping.
Do you have anything else, Neil?
That is it. It's a busy week, but it should all go well.
Okay, I don't see any members of the public in person or on Zoom. So does anybody have anything for other?
Only to just ask if there's been any update on St. Methodius.
They have all that information. I have not heard back.
Okay,
So they were given this date and
the next
then
meeting.
the next.
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Anything else for other? I'm going to hold off until after town meeting. Give you a break.
I've done nothing but town meeting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The answer is no.
Sure, that's fine. Okay, hearing nothing else for other, is there a need for a non-public session? No.
Move to adjourn in record time. 36 minutes.
Okay, roll call, Jeff,
Yes.
Ken, yes, Tom,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Do they have night skiing up there?
I don't think so. We're in our condo for the night, but might do something early tomorrow morning.